The real question here is, can an AI outsmart human stupidity? Now, that is actually a very good question. That is a very good question. Really. Wow. Are you ever going to get to them? Well, at least we've got some on the right side of this track, so we're probably going to be okay. They will eventually get through. I like it. You're like, hey, yeah, you've gotten close enough. Fantastic. Hooray, we can do work. I've got 3 trucks stuck there. Oh, my lord. Oh, well. Gonna leave them to it. Right, have we emptied this out? Yes, good. Right, go. There we are. Finally getting some more progress going. Right, once that thing is built, we can start actually looking into something new. Limestone. Ooh, and sulfur. Okay. Well, that would be good. That would be another sulfur sink, actually. That wouldn't be bad at all. Oh, this is a vehicle barrier. Specifically a vehicle barrier. That's right. Right. Power generation 3, I think, is what we want. Low pressure generator. That'll get... Oh, chicken farm as well. Actually, chicken farm might not be a bad one. Power generation, let's grab you. Fermentation. Corn mash, oxygen gets us ethanol. Ethanol and sulfur gets us... Wow. Okay. I need to get corn, clearly. But once we've got power generation, we'll go with the... naphtha processing. Desalination. Sorry, salt production. Thermal desalination. We'll grab chicken farm after that, and then the ultra storage is over here. Ooh. Then recycling edicts. We're going to have a lot of things to do. We will go on tea break very, very shortly, chat. Do not worry. What are you waiting for? Oh, we've got too much coal, apparently. That's a good problem to have. It's a very good problem to have, actually. I approve of this problem. Okay. Start loading for the sawmill. Also start loading... Actually, yeah, go for loading of the damaged cargo ship first. We're about to fix our tree problem. It will be grand. Yeah, we've got so much fuel in these boilers now. I could just have them splitting and... Yeah, I don't need separate boilers anymore. And I will redesign this whole area to accommodate that. For now. Right, what do you use and what do you produce? You just produce regular recyclables, I take it? Yes, you do. Well, that's fine. Do I have enough room? Do I have enough people? I easily do. So let's upgrade you and unpause you as well. You can click quick deliver everything there. Nice, nice, nice. These are good times. I want a priority going to the actual research. And... I mean, sure. I see no reason not to. We'll lose a little bit of unity there, but I don't think that's actually a big issue, especially because I was popping things in here that I did not need. In fact, the fact that I've got fuel saver there is an issue. Because I kind of want my fuel to run more, so I produce more byproducts as I'm using those byproducts for other stuff, like our power generation. So yeah, I'm cool with that. Have we... Oh no, we've completely backed the veggie harvest. Can I do it? Oh, no, that was not what I meant to do. I want to see what we can do with veggie harvest. We'll be going on a tea break in just a moment. Where are you, vegetables? I mean, I would have assumed you'd be down in the V's, but... Nope. Do vegetables not... Can I not... Alright, let's see biomass. Can I make it out of vegetables? Corn, sugarcane, potatoes. Or is that genuinely the only way to get it? Compost, maybe? Nope. I can make it out of wheat, potato, animal feed, biomass, meat trimmings, sludge. I cannot. Pomp veg. No. Okay, so that's just a one and done thing. I can't do anything else with that, sadly. Alright, fair enough. My head is cracking in the late game. Is it better to brute force or to try to be efficient? Entirely up to you, honestly. I know that's not a meaningful answer. You're asking for advice, but I maintain it really is up to you. What do you find fun is the question, really, more than anything. If you find being efficient fun, then be efficient. That would be my advice to you. Now, to dig down in here. Pause this here. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to... Oh, that's so good. Just lay this out for now. And then we are going to go on tea break. I want to give them a fair old couple of things to work on. I want to wait over here because that's where the ramp is going to be. I'm going to unpause that. I'm going to let them do that on their own, though. As for the excavation orders, I'm good with what we've got. Now, I would like to have the excavators go further down, and if I build something from here, I've got a couple of tiles to do that in. I'm thinking of extending this wall out. 1, 2, 3. So another 2 further back. Five. Then from there... Oh, actually, no, I have to bring it... I have to bear in mind where that is. So 5 down from this level. So from 15 to minus 20 then. So yeah, 3 is the amount we want. We want that to be minus 20. It's going to be easier if I do it like this. And then bring this back up to 17. I'm going to quick build these. The reason why I'm going to do that is so that I can set up where I want all this to go. Oh, wow. Now, here's the question. When I did that cause the soil that was held in this block to overspill? Because that would be kind of cool if it did. Would be kind of cool. I think we'll build that out as far as this. And I'm going to need to run this down on that side. That is absolutely in the wrong place, my lord. So I want it there, but I want it just above. So. I could have that curve in around here. I'm going to want several layers of this, pretty much going throughout the whole area. That is wrong. Let's line this up properly. Alternatively, I could have the ramp going down in that direction as well. Actually, I like that idea. Or chat. I'll check what you've been saying in just a moment. Good morning, chat and Aavak. Good morning, Raftenhawk. I think probably having that there is good enough. And I'll just finish this side off. Oops. What on earth am I building? Actually, let's grab... Yeah, that lines up on that side though, so I don't really want to mess with it. One thing I think would be an amazing help to planning would be if we could lay down, like if we could see the elevation that any building is gonna, its foundation is gonna be on. That would make planning so much easier. So much easier. Like that. Take you around, thank you. Go, and then down here is 20. Once we reach this point, I think we can start properly excavating out in this area. That should give us more than enough coal for now. This whole section is going to collapse in. I'm okay with that. We're going to need some dirt anyway. Okay. I think this will start looking like an interesting mine area. I could sink that down a little bit further, but maybe I should. Since that effectively will have the same impact as this one, because these aren't going down a full length of this each time. Yeah, I don't think this is necessarily the right thing to do in terms of efficiency, but I think it's going to create a very interesting visual impact. Sadly, it won't allow me to. That is a shame. That would have been quite cool, I think. Oh well. We'll just unpause that for now then. I'll just have to play around with it a little bit differently. I might, in fact, since I'm going to be excavating all of this, I could just lower these down later. But for now, we'll allow it like this. And I might have to pull these down and do all sorts of gubbins later. Here's a question. Can you build vehicle barriers on top of retaining walls? It's a good question. I don't have an answer for it just yet, but it is a very good question. We'll find out, I guess. Alright, we're working on power generation. We're finally researching new tech. I'm extremely happy with the new tech that we're researching. We've got plenty of metal. Got all sorts of things going on. Good times are these. Have I got enough places to dump stuff, though? Let me just double check that before I walk away. Kind of. Now we've got loads of places to dump stuff. Marvellous. I'm going to let them continue to dump this. We're going to bury this gold down there so hard, and it's going to take us ages to dig it out later. And we do need it, but I find it hard to care. I think it's going to be funny. Right, okay, so with that, I'm going to step away for a couple of minutes, going to grab myself a tea. I recommend you get up, stretch your legs a little bit, etc., etc. And when we return, more Captain of Industry. Probably going to be looking to set up the glass production soon. Also expanding all of this out. So, see you in a few minutes. Well, we're back. But yeah, the Ultra Gold doesn't particularly taste of much, actually. Now, this is interesting. It's very interesting. It seems that because these weren't built first, things are falling down. Now, sometimes if you build a building in this game, the game treats it as if that building is there. Right from the onset. But as we can see, some of this area has collapsed as a result of the excavators. I may have to fill those little gaps in. So let's remove all of this. Like so. And then fill this in with whatever I need to in order to have a nice stable surface upon which to navigate. Yeah. Actually, I don't need it down here, though. But they'll fill that in with whatever they need to. Let's quick deliver these now. Well, it was a good experiment. Oh, goodness. Alright, recover. Also, alright, recover you too. Let's get them back down there. Also, Arrow Bowman, thank you ever so much for the prime there. Diolch yn fawr iawn. For some reason, Monster does absolutely nothing to me. But 2 sips of Devil's Brew, instant headache. Oh, that's because it's the Devil's Brew. But, Monster... if I'm honest, I don't notice an impact of caffeine. And that's probably a good thing, in general. It means that, like, I don't suffer a crash. I don't really feel like I get much of a boost. I'm clearly am, because, you know, that's the way caffeine does things. It just blocks your adenosine receptors. But I don't feel boosted by it. And I think the reason why I don't feel boosted by it is because I don't notice much of a difference between not having it and having it. Like, I feel that, ironically, that my sensitivity to caffeine is high enough that I don't feel like without it, I can't work normally. I'm probably having some... It's probably having some effect on me. It's just... It's not this all-encompassing... Some people literally can't do anything or get their day started without having coffee or something. For those people, I would say that they've drunk too much caffeine, and at this point they're now somewhat dependent on it. Whereas I consume little enough that I don't really feel that without it that I'm any slower or tireder than usual. But yeah, power is a bit of a problem, yes. It's because we've got a lot of buildings doing things. 3 research labs, actually. But yeah, that's a good call. Good call. I'll pause this one for now. And this one. What are you trying to get to? Going. What? I swear, I take my eyes off you for seconds. Why can't I recover you? Huh. I just don't know. Did you even get down here? That may give them access, I don't know. Pride of the Tater Crater Excavators Guild, indeed, yeah. Probably the head of the Tater Crater Excavators Guild. You know what? There we go. Oh, Lily Bobby Tables. Thank you very much for spotting that name in game there. Feathercop says, Monster, sorry, even then, not really. At least for me, it doesn't help, and I sleep around 4 or 5 hours. I mean, the thing with caffeine doesn't make you less tired. It just fogs up your brain's ability to tell that you're tired. In ultra oversimplified to the point that a biologist is going to be angry at me terms, every thought you think uses power and generates a byproduct of your brain, when it thinks hard, generates like nuclear waste, but brain nuclear waste is generated by your think muscles. And when enough of that waste accumulates, your brain has to shut down in order to process all of the waste back into healthy thoughts. That's where your dreams come from, and also what get eaten by demons. No, in a nutshell, every process going on in the grey matter produces adenosine. You've got adenosine receptors, and the more of it there is, the more inclined you are to sleep. It's basically your brain keeping tally of how hard it's been working. Caffeine does not give you energy, does not make you less tired. It blocks because it will occupy the adenosine receptors. It'll bind to them, and all of a sudden, all of the adenosine, it can tell it's not adenosine that's in there, but it's now the cue is now occupied, so adenosine can't get in. And so your brain doesn't know how tired you are. It just is like, well, I clearly haven't done that much brain work today because my adenosine receptors aren't telling me so. So I'm just going to do more brain work. And it keeps going. However, the adenosine takes a long time to break down, much longer than the caffeine takes to break down. So the adenosine just sits there waiting, like an ambush predator in the long grasses, just waiting for that adenosine receptor to be free. And the moment it is, whoop-pow! And so that's what the caffeine crash is. The caffeine crash is the caffeine hits the receptors. Your receptors are no longer informing your brain that I've thunk too many thoughts today. I should maybe have a sleep. So it just keeps on thinking thoughts and building up more and more and more adenosine. The adenosine just sits there waiting. And the moment that caffeine is broken down, a flood of adenosine hits all the receptors at once, and your brain's like, oh my god, I've thought so many thoughts, I have outthunk myself, I need to sleep now. Super layman's terms, ultra gonna get in trouble with a lot of biologists for making it that simple, because I've probably oversimplified it to the point that it is basically false. But as a nutshell explanation of what coffee and caffeine in general actually does, that's it. You really shouldn't be out here, though. Can we please stop doing that? How about you don't do anything on that side for now? It is an ultra simplified. Again, I've oversimplified it to the point that it's basically false. But consider this the high school explanation of caffeine. It is oversimplified because a mere factory worker, as you are destined to become, doesn't need to know how caffeine works. You just need to know that the coffee is drunk and the more work is done. Well done, you. Gold star, best factory worker box maker. If you, in fact, do go on to university to become a factory box maker manager, then maybe we will explain the inner workings of caffeine to you. Maybe. But unless you go on to do a doctorate in caffeine use and how to properly apply it to our factory workers, you don't actually need to know the ins and outs. So there you go. Caffeine doesn't make you less sleepy. It just tricks your brain into not realizing how much it's thought today. It puts off wanting to sleep, whilst also increasing the need to sleep. So that once caffeine is run out, your brain hard crashes because it's like, dear God, I'm about to die from a lack of sleep. Hello, lurking biochemist PhD coming out of Lurk to say that is a decent explanation of caffeine and receptors. Definitely simplified, as you said, but pretty good. Wow, I got an approval from a biochemist. Alright, chat, sorry. The day of prophecy has come. You've got about 4 days now before the moon crashes into the planet. I don't make the rules. The prophecy has come true. We knew it always would eventually, we just didn't know when. Sorry that it had to be today. I don't know, make your peace with the impending apocalypse, I guess. Getting the candles. That's right. Yes. But no, you know, this is one of the big things. Like, I would say of all of the misunderstood, like general things, most people think coffee gives them energy. Like I would say that is a massive, sweeping, so prevalent. It's basically going to be impossible to undo that for a long time. Level of misinformation. Coffee does not give you energy. It just makes you less aware of how little energy you have. And that's not even true, because it's not an energy thing. It's just your brain is producing chemicals as a byproduct of working, and your natural, like the natural process is you are sensitive to the buildup of those chemicals, and once they reach a certain threshold, you try to sleep. And that's how we do our, rest and recovery thing. All caffeine does is blocks your ability to sense that. You're still producing that chemical, you're still working hard, and when you become aware of that chemical again, it's now like doubled in amount, and it's actually well beyond the threshold, and you need to sleep really badly. We need to expand this, and we now have the means to. Hooray! Right, okay, let's have a quick look at what we require for that. The other thing, though, and this is, just on the caffeine, but this is in general, is it can actually work against you in that your brain, again, like we've been talking about, your brain is really clever. It's almost too clever. It's really clever and really simple at the same time. But one of the side effects of, for example, having way too much like coffee in your system, so your adenosine receptors can't tell that there's adenosine there, then suddenly there's this huge spike, is your brain will start to learn, it's like, hang on a second, I'm really, really shit at doing my job. Like, I'll be like, all happy and fine, no adenosine, and all of a sudden there's like a tsunami level amount of adenosine there. Why am I so bad at telling how tired I am? And so you'll build more receptors. Well, the problem with that, and this is why people who have drunk way too much coffee for way too long are exhausted all the time when they don't have it, is they've become ultra sensitive to adenosine now, because the brain is constantly trying to fight a war against them, never being able to tell when it's tired. It's basically an escalating arms race, and eventually your brain is so sensitive to adenosine that the normal levels of adenosine that a normal person would be like, yeah, no, this is fine, I can still do loads of work. For a very caffeine-addicted brain, it's like, this is way too much, I'm so sleepy, oh my god. And so they have to drink the coffee to saturate those receptors so that they don't feel it anymore. And that's why you get the whole, if you drink coffee a lot, you eventually need to drink coffee to have a normal level of energy, quote unquote. Again, your brain is too smart, and also, at the same time, not smart enough. Now, this will take in 2 high-pressure steam turbines worth of steam, and output 2 cooling towers worth of, where is that? Can I make the large ones yet? No, I can't. So I'm still going to need 2 of them, which is kind of annoying. All right. I'm going to say I might be able to fit it in. No, I won't be able to fit it in. That's a shame. See, if I pop one there and I pop one here, I can quick deliver. That's marvelous. Can I quick? Oh, I can quick deliver that one too. Fantabulous. Now I need to wait until I have enough to be able to build this, which is 60. So I'm going to wait on those, and those 2 are just going to sit there for now. What I will do is whomp. Got it. we need to rush this. But effectively what I'm going to do is... oh, how much is this output? 12 every 60. That's fine. This can all go down one pipe. I'll be removing that. I do want to prioritize these. Oh, no, sorry. I want to prioritize that one. Once these are done, I'm going to be putting the low-pressure turbine down here, which also means that I'm going to want these built. How much are they? That's fine. I can pop these two there. This is what that was designed for, to have that in the middle of 3. At least, again, that's my understanding of why people become caffeine reliant if they have a lot of coffee. It's because eventually their brains try and combat the problem of never knowing how tired it is until it's too late. Just makes you more sensitive to being tired. And so it becomes an arms race of you constantly having to drink more caffeine to be less aware of how tired you are. The side effect of which is you become more sensitive to how tired you're becoming. So you drink more caffeine, so you become more sensitive. So you drink more caffeine and more sensitive, and back and forth and back and forth. It never ends. Well, Tiny Fireheart, thank you so much for the 51 months. I'm fairly certain I mentioned that, but if I didn't, thank you. And also, you've got very cute emotes there. Wait, there are people who call themselves a Kiwi? Yes, New Zealanders. We also have a store called that in Norway, but it's the fruit, of course. Yeah, you do have a store called that. But New Zealanders call themselves Kiwis after the bird, or at least I very much think they do. Bird, ultra cute. Ultra not friendly, though. Now, those are not going to be able to run fully, so these are pretty much going to just be running constantly now, but we just need to wait for the production there. And to that end, I'm going to have to buy a bunch more. Still going to suffer brownouts, unfortunately. I could always, as a stopgap, pop down a couple more of these, and there might be some sense in doing that, actually. Ugh. That's just going to annoy me so much. In fact, that annoys me so much, I'm just going to suffer the brownouts instead of dealing with it. I could, of course, just excavate it, but no. Have we even started laying this ramp? We have not. Problem is, this is so bloody far away, I'm not sure they're going to. I might have a better time of it excavating a ramp. I'm strongly considering that. Right, now that that corner is filled in, that's good. See, the problem is these are not on the edges. I've now since learned to build them on the edges, but I might pull all of this back and rebuild, if I'm honest. It's kind of annoying. Slowly learning. Let's have a watch of these. There we go. We actually not got any there. Doesn't look like we do, oddly. So where are the others then? Is it saying I've got 43, but where? Oh, right there. Fair enough. All materials loaded. Let's go out and deliver the cargo. The other thing I suppose I could do is I could just have them on this side. But how much are these pull? Oh yeah, 3. That's fine. We can easily manage that. This is, after all, our backup. Sit down. I am a little bit concerned about the amount of veggies being produced. Way too much. Guess what I could do is I could grow potatoes and then green manure. Reduce the overall output a little bit though, but I wish I had something other than fruit to put in there. I'll double up the potatoes and then restore a little bit of fertility. I'm kind of tempted to get a second one of you up and running. I'm starting to wish I had positioned this a bit better though. I suppose I could pull it back by one. Yeah. Go. That should, ideally speaking, double our output there and also remove, again, a little bit of the pressure on my turbines down here. Starting to produce again, which is nice. Near to the amount we need. Sadly, one off, so I'm going to have to trade for that. Right, let's head home and start prepping the lumber yard. The more spare taters we have, the better. We're completely chockers all the way over here. What are you doing? Signed anyway? You are? Well, since we're stable, we can probably accept a couple more trucks, I guess, but it doesn't feel like we... Well, no, they're all full over here. I think it's just that we don't need any more coal. for the time being. But yeah, we did bring it down to the correct level there. Glad for that. And there we are. We're starting to fill in that gap as well. Much approval. Though maybe having this a little bit further along would be better, but I guess that works.